Hey good people, hey good people. Bungie put out the TWID/TWAB one day early, and this is a really big crazy one, and it kind of made me want to do this. But with all that being said, of course, the game's not about me and what I want, so I really want to hear what y'all think about this one. Alright, so this is the start of the TWAB right here. They're actually getting a new The Witcher collab, y'all. Y'all probably seen this floating around in Twitter streets. This is actually fire. I'm not paying silver, at least I don't got no silver to be paying. I can't, alright? Not right now. But what do y'all think about this? I love The Witcher, so I know a lot of people gonna be like, yep, shut up and take my money, but y'all tell me. Alright, this is the new artifact that's coming next season, right? And then they actually gave us what the mods are gonna be, so let me tell you what the mods are gonna be. Really quick, I'm gonna go through them, okay? Alright, so in column 1, you're gonna have anti-barrier sidearm, unstoppable hand cannon, unstoppable bow, overload auto rifle, overload pulse rifle. So those are your champ mods. Then we got in column 2, flame, fiber, and freeze. Combines the solar strand and solar stasis siphon mods into one. You got kindling trigger. Radiant causes solar weapons to apply scorch to unscorched combatants. Blast radius. Rapid final blows with rocket launchers and grenade launchers grant armor change or charge, my bad. And then origin perk specialization 1 improves the benefits provided by the sundering, nano munitions, nanotech tracer rocket origin traits. Additionally, weapons with these traits are always overcharged, and from whence you came increases ability damage to taken and scoring combatants. Then in 3, Flint Striker, rapid solar weapons precision hits and rapid solar weapons final blows grant radiant. Torch, while radiant, deal increased weapon damage to combatants affected by strand and stasis debuffs. Heart of the Flame, casting your solar super grants nearby allies radiant and increases the damage of your super for each nearby ally. Origin perk specialization 2, that's the same as the one but for other ones. Wished into being, while your super is nearly fully charged, ability final blow spawn orbs of power. Wearing Season of the Wish armor decreases super amount threshold. Then for 4, Unraveling Orbs. Y'all seen that one before? We got Pillar of Ice, killing an encased combatant spawn stasis crystals. Revitalizing Blast, causing damage with a solar ability weakens champions and bosses for a short duration. We've had that before, right? Overload rocket launchers. You heard that right, overload rocket launchers. Then Dragon's Bite, breaking the combatant shield with a strand or stasis weapon has a chance to suspend or freeze that combatant. And then wearing season armor will increase this chance. Then in the last one, Horde Shuttle, damaging unraveled targets with a weapon occasionally spawns a threadland. Hail the Storm, shattering encased targets and stasis crystals deals increased damage. Shattering a stasis crystal releases shards of ice that damage and slow targets. And then Rays of Precision. While Radiant Solar Precision final blows cause combatants to ignite. The Solo Operative, y'all know about that one. And Argent Ordnance is back. Alright, moving on. Ability changes. Oh boy, I hope y'all ready for this one. Oh man, let me get my mind right again to go through this. Oh boy. Alright, here we go. Alright, Woven Mail. They're gonna reduce damage resistance in PvE by 10%. Restoration is getting nerfed. So Restoration's new healing rate is going to be 35 HP per second in PvE for Restoration 1 and 17.5 HP per second in PvP. And then for Restoration times 2, it's going to be 50 HP per second and then 25 HP per second in PvP. The old amounts are right here in case you're wondering. Yeah. Alright, for Devour on Void, the healing amount, both on activation and when refreshed, is going to be reduced from a full heal to 100 HP unless Feed the Void is equipped. This now refills both health and shield sections more smoothly rather than adding health to each section separately. For Feed the Void, increased grenade energy regeneration per kill while Devour is active. This amount varies based on the type of target defeated, so stronger targets you get more. Now also improves the strength of Devour's heal when equipped. For sprint and slide melees, listen to this one, y'all. Alright, sprint and slide activated melees can no longer be activated after the player fires their weapon during a slide. So you ain't gonna be able to slide, shotgun, and then do your Tempest or any of that. Just want you to know, this affects the following melee abilities: Seismic Strike, Shield Bash, Hammer Strike, Howl of the Storm, Consecration, Flechette Storm, Lightning Surge, and like I said, Tempest. Alright, for Tempest Strike, more changes. Increase base damage from 110 to 125. They're going to rework tracking behavior to be more consistent. Improve consistency when traveling over rough terrain. And then for my Titans, for your hammers and banners, oh boy, you knew it was coming. Alright, Banner of War. Increase the number of enemy defeats necessary to level up the banner by approximately double, and increase the amount of time added per enemy defeat at each level to compensate. These values vary depending on the type of target defeated. Fixed an issue where unpowered swords were being granted a damage boost by Banner of War. Alright, so admittedly not the worst nerf, it's more of a tweak, but let's see. You gotta kill way more enemies in an endgame. Yeah, let's see. Alright, Throwing Hammer, when picked up, now returns melee energy over 1.4 seconds rather than instantly. Increase projectile tracking strength by 20%. So you're gonna have more projectile tracking, which Hammer should be nicer on that side of things. For Soul Invictus, reduce maximum sunspot duration by 8 seconds, and this duration is only ever reached when the player is standing inside the sunspot. Sunspot duration without the owner standing inside it remains unchanged at 5 seconds. Alright. For Well of Radiance and Ward of Dawn, increased the base cooldown from 417 to 455 seconds. So it's gonna take longer to get those back. And listen to this, y'all, but wait, there's more. We have a suite of future changes planned to reduce Well's dominance in PvE and push the gameplay space of these two supers further apart. We'll provide more details on that closer to release. So there's going to be more nerfs for Well. They don't mention Bubble, but get prepared for that, people. Alright, future of Stasis. Oh boy, there's been a long running joke for years in my streams about, don't worry, they'll buff Stasis. And guess what, y'all? Don't worry, they're buffing Stasis. Oh my gosh. Alright, here we go. Whisper of Hedrons. Remove -10 strength penalty. Whisper of Impetus. These are the fragments, by the way. Now provudes? I don't know what it provudes, but it provides +10 resilience. Whisper of Shards no longer provudes, +10 resilience. Whisper of Hunger, stat penalty change from 19 mobility, and what am I getting that number from? Stat penalty change from -10 mobility and -10 intellect to negative 20 strength. As you can see, I kind of lost my mind the first time I read through this. Whisper of Bounds, remove negative 10 discipline penalty. Now for Hunters specifically, your Withering Blade, increase projectile speed by 10%, increase maximum projectile lifetime by 10%, they're increasing the maximum bounce by 1 more bounce, they're increasing tracking consistency, and then for Winter Shroud, increase slow stacks applied to PvE combatants by 20, increase slow duration applied to PvE from 4 seconds to 8 seconds, so they're doubling the slow duration in PvE, and they're going to increase the slow detonation size in PvE by 1 meter more. For Titans, your Shiver Strike now slows players on hit, a behavior previously removed in that hotfix a little while ago. And then they're going to fix an issue where Shiver Strike would not function with the melee kickstart armor mod. For Glacial Quake, it now freezes nearby players on cast, a behavior previously removed in a different hotfix. And on cast, freeze impulse size versus players has been reduced by 2 meters. For Howl of the Storm, they said they fixed an issue where it wasn't consistently freezing targets in contact with stasis crystals. For Frost Pulse, for my Warlocks now, significantly increased consistency against fast-moving targets. Freeze detonation size in PvE increased by 0.5 meters. And then Penumbral Blast, you know, the little Gandalf ice staff, increased detonation size when impacting environment by 0.5 meter. For Glacier Grenade, they're going to reduce base cooldown time from 152 seconds to 121 seconds. And the cooldown penalties for Duskfield grenades and Cold Snaps grenades when Bleak Watcher is equipped is now going to match the new 121 seconds. For Cold Snap grenades specifically, let's get into that. They said they fixed an issue where the Seeker was not consistently created in a direction the projectile was moving after a bounce. They're going to increase arming shape size by 0.5 meter, and tracking strength now ramps down from full strength to 0 over the course of the grenade's lifetime versus it immediately turning off after the Seeker reached 0.5 second lifetime. So that means it's going to, basically what that means is more tracking. So let's just put it that way. More tracking for a longer time. All right, Freeze. Increase special ammo weapon damage versus frozen targets by 5% more. So now you got a special weapon, somebody frozen, you do 10% more damage instead of 5. These aren't the only changes for stasis that we have in the works, and we have some long requested changes for a future release that we'll discuss once they're closer. Here's a quick sneak preview. Y'all listening? Y'all listening? Right. A new stasis keyword we're tentatively calling Frost Armor, aimed at addressing some of the player feedback regarding survivability when running stasis. Additional tuning changes and reworks to existing stasis fragments, and adding additional behavior to the harvest aspects. Oh, that's a lot, right? There's more, y'all. There's more. All right, don't leave yet. Upcoming exotic armor and armor mods changes. Yeah, you're gonna want to hear this. For Hunter, Shards of Galanor, throwing knife kills now grant super energy ranging between plus 2.5 and plus 5% depending on the type of enemy killed. For Phidias Spade, knife kills now grant a stacking bonus of damage, which is 30%, then 60%, then 100% for 5 seconds to throwing knives. Dodging refreshes the duration. Stompies, this one's interesting. For Stompies, they're going to remove the requirement to have full class ability energy to benefit from movement bonuses. You're also going to have reduced airborne lateral acceleration bonus. So, when you're moving airborne, it's not going to be as fast. But it's now going to provide damage resistance against combatants when you're airborne. For Mechanier's Trick Sleeves, the sidearm damage bonus now persists for 5 seconds after your shields begin to recharge. Sidearm kills extend the damage bonus duration by 3 seconds and completely reload your sidearm from reserves. The damage bonus has been reduced in PvP to compensate for it lasting longer. It is now plus 10 sidearm damage, down from plus 35. So do y'all think that overall is a nerf or overall is a buff? Alright, the Bombardiers now applies 20 slow stacks to enemy players and 40 slow stacks to PvE combatants. For Triton Vice, increase glaive melee damage bonus while surrounded to 100% for both PvE and PvP, up from 30% in PvE and plus 10% in PvP. Wow. Did y'all hear that? That's crazy. A 70% jump in PvE for Triton Vice? I already had a crazy build with Triton Vice too for my Hunter, but that build's about to be pew. Alright, for Celestial Nighthawk, precision kills now grant super energy ranging between 1.5% and 4.5%, depending on how strong the enemy is that you kill. For Titans, Severance Enclosure, increase size and damage of the explosion. Kills with the exotics explosion now trigger an additional explosion. For Peregrine Greaves, you now have to be airborne for a brief time before the exotic effects will apply. Damaging champions, tormentors, or mini-bosses with a shoulder charge deals further increased damage and refunds your melee energy. That's interesting. That is interesting. So a nerf in PvP, a buff in PvE. Worm God Caress. The Burning Fist exotic effect has been reworked. Now, it's going to have a meter that increases with melee kills and finishers and decays over time. The meter is broken up into 5 sections, which provide escalating melee and glaive melee damage bonuses. The upper end of the meter also provides escalating weapon damage bonuses. As the meter decays, it passes back through the earlier tiers rather than deactivating immediately. The meter decays more quickly the more full it is. For Ashen Wake, fusion grenades now impacts, stuns, unstoppable champions. So fusion grenade impacts, stun, unstoppables. I've read that wrong the first time. I just jumbled it in my brain. Alright, for Syntheseps, I know this one's going to be a hot one. Remove extended melee lunge distance. Now improves weapon handling and reload speed while surrounded. Reduce the PvE surrounded melee damage bonus to plus 165% from 200%. And increase Glaylay. I am making so many new words today. Glaylay. Wow. Glaive melee bonus to plus 100%. That's up from 50, so they're doubling that. For the Precious Scars helmet, kills with weapons matching your subclass now apply Restoration Tier 1 for 1.5 seconds in PvP and 3 seconds in PvE. Now for Warlocks. Ballador's Wrath Weavers. Now when you cast a Frost Pulse Rift, nearby allies gain a tier 2 stasis surge weapon bonus for 10 seconds in PvE and 5 seconds in PvP. They also gain a 50 HP overshield. The stasis damage provided to allies by the Winter's Wrath Shockwave is now the tier 4 stasis surge weapon bonus. When your Winter's Wrath ends, you gain a tier 4 stasis surge weapon bonus as well. For the Apotheosis Build Helmet, casting your super now grants Cure tier 3 for you and or your homies nearby, and after your super ends, you temporarily gain greatly increased melee and grenade regen for 8 seconds. Is that enough? Do y'all feel like that's enough to make you use Apotheosis build now? I don't know. What do y'all think? Definitely sounds better. I don't even remember what it does. That's how much people don't use it. Alright, Felwinter's Helm. Move the size of the weakening burst and duration of weaken up 1 tier against all targets, except for finishers against bosses, which stays with the maximum size and duration. For Karnstein Armlets, melee kills now grant Cure tier 3 and Restoration tier 1 for 8 seconds. Finishers now grant Cure tier 3 and Restoration tier 2 for 8 seconds. I gotta do some maths to see if that's a nerf. I don't know why that sounds like a nerf. I gotta do more research on that one, y'all. Alright, for the Aeon Cult exotics, there's Aeon Swift, Aeon Safe, Aeon Soul. Alright, pay attention, y'all. Remember they got that rework and we liked it a lot more? Well, they getting reworked again. Okay, for Sect of Force. Rapid precision hits provide quicker reload and weapon swap speeds, and the bonus now lasts for 10 seconds. That's 4 seconds more. No longer grants bonus melee, grenade, or super energy on stunning a champion or defeating a boss or mini-boss. Instead, what you get is stunning a champion or rapid precision hits against champions, elites, or mini-bosses will mark them for your allies. And then allies can deal 20% more damage to marked targets. When a target is first marked, nearby Aeon Cult allies who do not have the Sect of Force role equipped gain grenade and melee energy. For the Sect of Insight, nearby Aeon Cult allies, and by allies that means other people using the Aeons, but not the mod that you're using on it, who do not have the Sect of Insight role equipped, no longer gain a bonus to weapon damage for a short time. Instead, they gain a burst of super energy. For Sect of Vigor, now provides damage resistance against combatants when an ally dies or is resurrected, in addition to the existing class ability energy. When you cast your super, nearby allies no longer gain an instant burst of healing or an overshield. Instead, nearby critically wounded allies gain damage resistance from combatants as long as they stay near you. Nearby Aeon Cult allies who do not have the Sect of Vigor role equipped will also recover class ability energy more quickly. Yeah, that's a lot, right? Alright, we're still not done. Alright, armor mod changes. The heavy-handed, firepower, and Reaper. Ooh boy, y'all ready for this? These now have a 10 second, what's wrong with me? These now have a 10-second cooldown for generating an orb of power. My bad for that glitch I just had. Reaper also requires a kill to be secured within 10 seconds of using your class ability. Melee kickstart, grenade kickstart, and utility kickstart now provides between 16% and 45% ability energy and requires at least a single armor charge to be consumed. Momentum transfer, bolstering detonation, impact induction, and focusing strike now provides 12%, 17%, and then 20% ability energy, those stacking, respectively, and require a powered melee attack. Outreach and Bomber now provides, again stacking, 12%, 17%, 20% ability energy, and then Outreach, Bomber, and Distribution. Outreach and Bomber provide stacking again, 12%, 17%, 20% ability energy. Distribution now provides 4%, 6%, and 7% stacking ability energy. And energy provided is further reduced based on a cooldown of the class ability used, with the shortest cooldowns reducing it to 60%, or reducing it by 60%. Oh man. Okay. That was the bulk of the changes, but it's still got a few things. We will start Fireteam Finders beta test shortly after Season of the Wish launches. Starting on November 30th, players will have access to the first public raids, stress tests, and the new group finding tool, while we gather data to help get things working smoothly. The first test will focus only on raids. If you don't know what this Fireteam Finder is, it's the in-game LFG. So you can find people to play with. It'll matchmake you for in-game activities. That's basically what that is. Alright, in case you want to see them, they updated the cutscene archive with the shadow key. I cannot talk, y'all. Okay. They upgraded it with the shadow key. They upgraded it with Destiny 2 Season of the Undying cutscenes, Season of the Dawn cutscenes, and Light and Darkness Saga story moments. Alright, starting November 24th, if y'all curious and you want to spend your money in the Bungie store, they're having a big sale starting tomorrow, right? No, 2 days. Starting the 24th, they got a big sale. If you want to buy anything, they're bringing stuff back that you couldn't buy before, all that good stuff. If you do buy something during the sale, you get this Dark Star emblem. And if you buy anything during the Season of the Wish, you get this Wishing Well emblem. All right. And here is known issues. Ooh, sorry for my glitches, y'all. It's a lot. I know it's tongue-tied. There's a lot of reading today. My brain is scrambled. I read this novel for y'all. So if you appreciate it, please subscribe, hit like, and please share it. Please drop me a comment. Tell me how you feel about this while you're helping me with the algorithm. And thank you for being here. Thank you for watching these. And if you want to support the channel some more, you know, we all took a pretty hard hit with the stuff Bungie been up to lately. I got Patreon, I got memberships here, but you know, you don't owe me anything. So what do y'all think about all of this? Like, for real. I already told you at the beginning, I wasn't initially happy with a lot of it, but that's just me. Game's not about just what I want. I'm not that important. So anyway, thanks again, y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I'm out.